Hello and welcome. Today we interview the author of It Only Hurts When I Laugh, Mr. David Ford. Well, hello. Today we have David Ford and we're interviewing him about his new book, David, and it's called
It Only Hurts When I Laugh.
I love that title.
Thank you.
So David, tell me about why cartoons?
Well, ever since I was about 5, I've been dabbling in art of various forms and did drawing, I've done sculpture, I've done painting, I've done photography, you name it, I've done it. But cartoons is quite new, or fairly new for me. When I was in hospital many years back, and I suffer from something called Crohn's disease, so it leaves me in the hospital for many months at a time. And I find when I'm there, I can't sleep, can't eat, I can barely read anything. It's very hard to concentrate. For some reason, I can still draw. So somebody very kindly brought me a sketch pad while I was there, and I started doing doodles of the doctors and nurses. And it sort of coalesced into a bunch of cartoons, and it became quite a thing, quite popular with the other patients in the hospital.
Well, for those who haven't seen it, they will see copies of some of the cartoons on your Facebook cartoon page, and that's going to be attached to this, as well as on your website.
Yes.
So yes, I find having survived my own bout of chronic illness and 2 bouts of cancer to be very uplifting, because humor helps us reframe and see things in a different light.
Yes, absolutely. Well, the audience doesn't know, but you were actually part of that inspiration. You were in that room when I first started seeing humor in the whole situation, and for that I'm very grateful.
Well, thank you. Well, I'm grateful for the book because it's going to help a lot of people.
I hope so.
I think so.
Yeah.
So Dave, for our listeners and viewers, can you give us a little background about David Ford?
Well, David Ford was born in South Africa. Our family is very well traveled. My sister was born in Singapore. It's a long story, but essentially my dad's job took him all over the world. We then moved back to England, where I grew up until I was 10, at which point we emigrated to Canada. For the most part, I've lived in Canada ever since, except for a very short time when I went back to Wales. And there I was studying in university. It's a very difficult name. It's called Glendower University. It's a Welsh university.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I was studying fine art. So I was there for 2 or 3 years. I didn't get to finish the degree, but it was very, very, very informative, and I learned a lot. Then I came back to Canada. I've also traveled a great deal. I've been lucky enough to travel many places in the world. I think the most distinctive ones would be the Philippines and Japan. Also been to parts of Europe, Italy, and the Netherlands. And I've been down south a lot. I've been down to Mexico and Panama and Cuba, and all kinds of places.
Very nice. Very nice.
So it definitely gives you a better perspective on life. So I haven't spent all my life in hospital, that's for sure.
Good, but you said a key word there about perspective,
Yes.
which I think, to go back to the book, is what makes the book so insightful, is you take a painful topic of health and then you make people laugh about it.
Yes, well,
Because it doesn't negate the pain, that's real, but it gives you 2 points of view.
that's totally. Can I keep going?
Please do.
One of the things that I can definitely be grateful for due to the health problems and being stuck in hospital is you're given an insight, a real perspective on how valuable our life and our health is to us, and it's made me very anxious to embrace life when I do leave hospital, and that's why I
Yes.
travel a lot, and that's why I take every moment I can and embrace it as best I can.
Well, you do. Your
Thank
cartoons show us a lot of insight, a lot of wisdom, and
Thank
done
you.
in a gently upbeat way.
I appreciate that.
So thank you.
Thank you.
So David, tell me about why this book.
Well, initially, of course, it was just to entertain myself and
Yes.
to keep me happy while I was in hospital. Just something to do, because there's many hours, as you know, passing in hospital, and
Yes.
it can be pretty dull. And to turn it into something humorous was a profound epiphany in my brain, anyway. But after that, I didn't quite know what to do with them. I realized that people were actually seeking me out and enjoying them.
Mm-hmm.
So it sort of a little light bulb went on in my head, and I realized that perhaps this could benefit other people. It's taken me quite a while to get to that point, but nevertheless, I think there's a lot of potential here for future benefit of other people, especially other patients, of course.
I'd agree. So thank you. I think you're doing humanity a large service.
Thank you.
We're live. Broadcasting from the 12th floor. Now to be serious. So David, what's the biggest gift that you got out of this?
I think mostly it was the realization that you could either approach this from a miserable point of view or a happy point of view. As I said before, it was like an epiphany. It was like a light bulb went off in my head, and I realized, based on observing yourself and other people in the hospital, that you could definitely take it as a humorous situation in some cases, as well as a serious situation. And that's, as I said, the cartoons sort of came from this, but the irony was that there was so much time in the hospital. I was given so much time that it gave me the opportunity that I normally wouldn't have got in the outside world with all the distractions, to hone my talent, to really work on getting those cartoons figured out the way I wanted them to be. Most people are so wrapped up in their job, their life, their family, everything else, and by having all that time to myself, I was given the chance to just focus just on that one thing every day, and no distractions. And I don't think I would have come to that otherwise.
So an interesting payback from a difficult situation.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, thank you. We hear from a very reliable source that David's book will be ready late 2012 in December. Enjoy your day.